Hi, everybody. Dan D. Federicis, Saratoga Report. I am here with Public Works Commissioner Chuck Marshall. This is sponsored content. Chuck Marshall is running for re-election. And Chuck, you've got a lot going on with just the day-to-day things with the department. Things seem to be going well from my perspective as a homeowner, as a taxpayer. The leaf pickup is I love the new system you implemented where I know when it's coming. I don't have to take a wild guess and be 8 days off and have leaves out there getting. So that seems to be going well. A lot of things are going well. I know this is budget season, which is has its interesting components. I guess I'll say I did catch part of it last week, some of the workshop and so forth. How are things going?
I think things are going good. Overall, the leaf pickup has been, positively received. I think to your point, a lot of residents are happy. The risk and the wonder has been, diminished. I know Saratoga Report had linked to the Star Wars video that we did.
Yes.
That kind of gave it this robust introduction. That video saw about, 10,000 people or something in that nature. So we saw that, and then we did another video similar to that for Charlie and the Chocolate Factory themed. In doing the Grand Ave sidewalk project, we encountered that the city has underspent its state touring route allocation. And after commitments to Grand Ave and to Church and Van Dam, we're going to still have a balance of about $5 million. So going forward, we're going to have Excelsior Spring Ave. The RFP is being developed, and the RFP is currently out for, I'm sorry, the RFP is returned for the Crescent Ave connector, and we have the funding to build all of these projects.
Okay, wow, that's a neat revelation, in a good way, right? You discovered something that works well for the city and the people. I'm excited by that Crescent Avenue thing. It's such a wide space there. With it seems like there's room to do that, right? And a lot of
Yeah,
people
I
seem to be
mean,
biking there, and I won't bike on Crescent now. I just refuse to. It just scares me.
no. Again, 100%. I actually don't bike on the road because I'm afraid of getting hit.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely a beneficiary, should we do these projects. But again, they're in established plans and the money's there. And I think that, as I, kind of somewhat cliche said, like it's the golden ticket. I mean, we've been waiting for years for these things to happen, and now they're actually able to proceed. So it's nice to be part of it.
Well, let me shift from the functioning of the department to the campaign. You've been campaigning. I know you've been a lot of places. You've gone door to door. What are you hearing from the people?
Generally, like everything else, everyone's pretty happy with you live in Saratoga, life is good. There's a positive reception for the leaf pickup, and one of the things that I somewhat underestimated the value of is a lot of people were impressed at how much paving we did. So we actually doubled last year's output for paving. I think we had like an 11% increase in the number of streets we touched, but a double in the amount of asphalt that we put down. And again, it's both a safety thing and an improvement thing. And, I'm glad to be part of it. And a lot of that has, to do with the fact that my deputy is a talented guy. Definitely, again, underestimated him coming in. Not a political ally, for lack of better terms, but someone that came from the design review board, a licensed architect by education and profession, and just brought a private sector mentality and a can-do attitude, and we got a lot of stuff done.
And he's an architect, and your education is that of a civil engineer, correct?
Yeah, I have an undergraduate degree in civil engineering and a master's degree in public administration.
Yeah, I couldn't think of two people more well qualified for those two positions than the two of you. I'm very confident with you in there. And something else to just you mentioned about that there. Well, let me but just thank you for the good work that's being done. Oh yeah, I have a note here, real quick. Let's talk about trail money. Where are we with trails?
Yeah, I think like you just kind of alluded to, in doing the Grand Ave project, we realized that the city has underspent its allocation of touring route funds. These are New York State DOT funds, so there's
Okay.
no matching component. So after doing, the things that we're committed to, we'll still have a balance of $5 million. And I think, the Crescent Ave connector will take a portion of that. We've got Excelsior Spring Ave being waiting for the RFP. But again, we're still going to build a bunch of really cool stuff throughout the city.
Okay, my mistake. I got confused between Grand Ave sidewalks and trail connectors. Is there a difference in what you were just telling me about? Are some of them purely trails and are some of them sidewalks, or is it
The
mix and match?
state, the state basically just, it's touring route funds, so it's sidewalks and trails. It's through the same funding mechanism.
Okay, that explains my mix up there. Excellent. Hey, I told you I wanted to flag one issue because it's out there, and I believe this is a non-issue, but it's your opponent is throwing out there that there was a notification of a report. A report was submitted regarding issues that really long time issues regarding our Loudbury Lake, the water source there. John Kaufman's blog, I thought, did a really good job of kind of dismissing that as an issue. But I thought if we're talking, that perhaps you wanted to address it.
Yeah, I mean, again, the report identifies that since 1988, the problems at Lufberry Lake have been, documented. I think a supplemental report was done in 2001, and then, the one in 24. It was an issue before my arrival in City Hall. The findings did not change since September, December of 24. However, when I walked in the building within 2 weeks, we acted upon it. What my opponent's basically saying is that I hid a report that within 5 minutes of him asking for, I emailed it to him. So if the concern is that I hid something, I don't understand the comment, how I hid it when I literally emailed it to him. But again, one of those things that if, sharing something like that in the future earlier is the lesson, I'll take it. But I think that the public should know your water quality hasn't changed. We're still looking for additional sources of water, and we're addressing what the findings said to do. By no means are we sitting on our hands while, the situation degrades.
Yeah, and I don't want to give this more energy than it deserves, but as an observer, I was like, Chuck was in office for a month, and this report comes in, or about a month. And why would he hide it? It was everybody before him that got the notifications and the emails that were outlined, and he would have no reason to hide it. He had no control over any of that coming.
But
So yeah,
I
could
think,
you get out quicker next time? Absolutely, but you had absolutely no motivation to hide it.
yeah, I mean, I think when you're void of alternatives and solutions, you find, things to pick at your opponent for. I mean, I think that, again, one of the things that people have to realize is that I invited my opponent into the office several times in an effort to avoid things like this, and he chose fear mongering instead of, solution development.
Good. Well stated. And probably by the time this airs on Tuesday or gets posted on Saratoga Report on Tuesday, you will have had the League of Women's Voter event, which will in effect be last night. So I'm going to tell you, since we are filming this prior to that, wish you luck. I do. They can be dry. There's no doubt about it. But if you love this city like I do, these things are important.
No, I agree. I mean, I'm here because I love the city as much as I do.
Excellent. Chuck, thanks for joining us today.
Have a good day.
Take care.